Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. So the word of wisdom for today is yoke. So in Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 to 30, it says, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Now, I'm speaking here not knowing what burdens you might carry. I do not know what you're going through at home. I do not know what you are going through at work, with your kids, whatever it may be. But I do know the answer to any problem that you have. For many years, this is a verse that has puzzled the Christian community. And many people have misinterpreted this verse and have gone away from it because of the meaning that they have constructed. For many years, people have been saying that Jesus is saying, "Take my yoke upon you." It kind of sounds like he is giving you extra burden than you already have. People might be thinking, "Lord, the worries that I'm going through, the stress that I'm going through is already too much. Why would you give me more to deal with?" But if you put this verse into context, a yoke is actually something that the Israelites would use back in the day, where it would be a wooden board with two arches in it that you could fasten two camels into the yoke so that you could farm. The point of a yoke, the value of a yoke, is not to double the load or to increase its load, but to make it in half, to reduce it, to diminish it. Without a yoke, a cow or a mule or oxen, whatever it may be, would have to drive the entire load by itself. But if you attach that yoke with another cow, and you fasten two cows, those two animals will be able to pull the weight, pull the load together, and the load will be half as heavy for both of them. So in this verse, Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 to 30, when Jesus says to takes his yoke upon you, he's not saying that he will give you problems. He's not saying that he will give you trials and tribulations. Jesus doesn't have any problems because he's perfect. He's saying that he wants to share in your problems. He wants to sympathize in your problems. He wants to share the load, just like two oxen do with a load. He's going to de-stress. He's going to take away your stress and put it on himself and bear it with you. There are three verbs that he uses in this verse: come, learn, and take. Jesus says, "Come to me, team up with me, then learn how to do it. Take on a lighter load." Once you do this, once you let the Lord take your load upon himself, share it with him, that is the only way you'll be able to reduce your stress, the only way you'll be able to serve him in a more effective ways. When you are yoked with Christ, you move together with him. You move in the same direction, and you move at the same speed. And you move in the right direction and the right speed, according to the will and the plan that he has for your life. So, let us take this into consideration. As Christians, many times we think that this life is for us to suffer with. Sometimes we think that all the pain that we are suffering in our lives, every single day, has to be dealt with by ourselves. But the scriptures say clearly that the Lord is always willing to take that load off for you. God, in Peter chapter 5, verse 7, it says, "Cast all your burdens on me, for I will care for you." God would not put that verse in the Bible unless he meant it, unless he knew that it was true. So with whatever you have, whatever pain that you are suffering, whatever trials that you are going through, know that the Lord is not there to give you extra pain, extra burden, extra discomfort, but someone who will aid, someone who will help, and someone who will lead you on a path of happiness and joy, rooted in his strength, rooted in his courage, and in his persistence. And with that, may God bless this word.